I don't know if some got cut off there. I think YouTube will only take 10 minutes. Anyway, we got up this morning and didn't have a clue what we were doing. We knew we wanted to get to Antigua, and we packed up our stuff, and
we had a map in the guidebook that showed us where the buses to Antigua were supposed to leave from, so we wrote down our directions so we didn't have to get the guidebook out in public, and took the full time in the hotel that we could. We didn't have to check out till 12 and we left at 12.
We would have left earlier, but I lost my credit cards that had taken out of my wallet and my driving licence, and I just put them in the bottom of my bag somewhere, so I had to unpack everything and find it and then pack up again. Anyway, we didn't know what the sort of bus was, and we walked like 3 sides of a square to get to where we wanted to go, because we avoided a bit on the map that it said not to go to. And we got to where the bus station was, and was actually pleasantly surprised that it was like very organised, with like an armed policeman at the door and turnstile check-ins and like people there to assist you, although they didn't really speak English at all. But we managed to get through that we wanted to go to Antigua, and we got on a bus which was a very secure bendy bus, and then
we had to change at Centre
Quasto or something?
Cecilia, Centre Cecilia.
Okay.
And when we got off there, we were given very rough directions by a bus attendant to where to get the next bus. And we were on our way with those directions, but we thought we'd better look for a cash machine on the way, so we stopped to discuss what we should do next, whether to find food or a cash machine or the bus stop. And a really nice Spanish girl came up to us and asked if we needed help, and she couldn't speak very much or hardly any English, but we managed to get some help from her, and she ended up walking with us for about half an hour to find the bus stop and asking a load of people on the way. And
she was Guatemalan, and she
Spanish
was with
speaking.
Yeah, she was with her boyfriend, and we were both. Well, I know I was, and I think Robin was too. Like, what is she getting out of this? Why is she doing this for us? Like, she just going to ask for a tip at the end? Is she going to lead us up an alleyway somewhere? But we were like being cautious about it, but just taking the help. And I think that's the first experience we've had of what people say, that Guatemalans are really helpful and go out of their way to help you, because she walked for ages with us. And then when we got to the bus stop, it was a bit of a rush because the bus was leaving, which said Antigua on the front, so that was good. We knew where we were going. And I was asking for my pen back and my best Spanish, but in the rush forgot to like really thank her properly, but Robin did, so that's alright.
And the bus that we got on was a chicken bus, so it was one of these old US school buses, painted all brightly colours, and crammed full of people by the end of the trip, and loud and smelly, and
It wasn't that bad, and it was fun. I thought it was nice, and it was proper, like, characteristic and full of character.
People kept hopping on the bus and handing out sweets to everyone, like, not too forcefully, but handing out sweets to everyone on the bus, and then going back to the front and selling these sweets to them in Spanish.
I don't know what they were saying, but like they go on about these sweets as if they were like trying to get politically elected or something.
And then they'd walk back along the bus and collect all the sweets back from most of the people who didn't want to buy them. And that happened about 3 times.
Probably
during the
more
bus.
than that, I think, maybe 4 or 5 or something.
But we managed to avoid being sold anything.
We said, what did we say?
No, gracias.
No gracias.
And
Then we arrived in Antigua. We figured that we could stay on the bus until it got to where it was going, because it was going to Antigua. We had a map and we tried to follow it to the tourist information office, but we couldn't find it. It didn't really seem to represent the bus station very well. I'm not sure exactly where we were dropped off.
well, we got to where the tourist information office should have been, but it wasn't there.
Yeah.
And we saw a few traveller-looking people on the way, and so we asked a couple of guys if they knew where it was, and they didn't, but they said if you just hang around in the park, the Central Park, a tourist police officer will stop.
Tourist information person.
Yeah, will, but they're called the tourist police. Anyway, we'll stop and ask. They are! They are!
Anyway.
They are! The tourist police will stop and ask if you want any help, which someone did. We were
Sat on a
looking
bench.
in our guidebook, and a guy in a uniform came up and asked if we needed help. So we said we were looking for somewhere to stay for the night, and he told us some rough prices for hostels and hotels, which were high prices. He was saying 90 quetzal each for a private room in a hostel, which is about $20 each. So we asked if there was anything less, like more like 100 quetzal for both of us, which he said he knew somewhere. So he took us on a walk for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, to, I guess, a hotel that he knows, and it was 100 quetzal for both of us.
And the lady threw the keys out the window to him, and he brought us in, and they were very friendly, and the room's nice, very fine, like it's, I don't know, I'll show you.
You can't change it.
Oh no, I can't. Oh well. I can't do that, but anyway. Now I've got a flashing thing. I don't want it to flash at me anymore.